What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and welcome to the video. In this video, we're talking about an exciting new gold exploration stage company called JNC Resources. JNC Resources is a gold exploration company in the small cap sector, so we're going to be talking all about the company, introducing it to you guys. And I did want to say, this is a sponsored video. This video was sponsored by a third party on behalf of JNC Resources. Check the description down below for full disclosure details along with reading our disclaimer. And always remember, these videos are never financial advice. You guys should never buy or sell stocks just because I talk about them on Departures Capital. So with that being said, guys, we're going to introduce JNC Resources. I'm excited to talk all about the company. You guys know what I think about the small cap gold sector. I do think that M&A activity will pick up in the small cap sector. I do think that that could be one of the potential catalysts to drive valuations in the small cap gold sector, along with the fact that I'm just a long-term gold and silver, or you could say precious metal bull. So I love talking about new companies in the gold sector. So let's see what JNC Resources is all about. So with a 52-week range of 18 cents to 75 cents, it's currently trading for 28 cents. So as we can see, guys, JNC Resources has pulled back substantially. We can see that it's hopefully found some support in the 20-cent level, and we're going to now take a look at their website along with a very interesting article from goldmarketresearch.com. So JNC Resources, explore, acquire, progress. JNC Resources is engaged in mineral exploration for the purpose of land acquisitions and the progression of mining operations. JNC Resources is a North American-based mining exploration company. Our goal is to develop underexplored properties, benefit from deal flow generated by our strategic partnership, and growth opportunities. So as part of doing your research and due diligence, it's always encouraged to check out their recent news, check out their investor presentation, and contact investor relations for any questions you might have. But now we're going to get into goldmarketresearch.com. This really interesting article on gold and specifically JNC Resources, so a North American-based mining exploration company. More stimulus and higher inflation could potentially drive gold prices to around $2,500 in 2021. I personally hope that that happens, and I think it's possible for that to happen. As I said, I'm a gold bull, and I've talked about this for the last couple years. So many of us could be pushing back into gold for two reasons. One, you know as well as I do, with more stimulus, likely the potential for higher inflation, gold could potentially make another run above its record high in August. That is what I'm hopefully looking for as well. Two, if you look at gold's 3-year chart, you will see the uptrend appears intact. So since 2018, gold prices appear to have consistently remained above its 200-day moving average. Whether gold dipped below that average, it only appeared to have been temporarily. So as long as gold can stay above this moving average, prices could potentially move forward. There also appears to be abundance of gold bulls. Elliott Management's Paul Singer believes that gold could be one of the most undervalued assets available, and at its fair value appears to be multiples of its current price. E.B. Tucker, author of Why Gold, Why Now, also claims that gold could reach approximately $2,500. So we know all the bullish, bets on gold. We've read them to you guys, and we've talked about many analysts and their bullish opinion on gold. So let's now take a look at JNC Resources. JNC Resources Australia project could put it in a prime position to benefit from these tailwinds. So the company recently claimed that it signed a letter of intent with Southern Precious Minerals Limited. Southern Precious Minerals Limited appears to own 2 large historically producing land packages in the state of New South Wales, Australia. Why does Australia seem so promising? So as a country, Australia is growing in the global mining sector. Today, Australia claims to make up nearly 30.9% of the current market value share, with 2 of the largest mining companies in the world having deep Australian roots, and that is BHP and Rio Tinto. There's one specific province of Australia that could have the strongest path towards success, and that is New South Wales. So NSW, or New South Wales, appears to be one of the most prolific gold territories for exploration and production ever since the 1850s, and could potentially be the second largest gold producing area in Australia, with gold endowment exceeding around 3,160 tons. So that's all of the historical information about New South Wales. Prolifically mineralized, claims to be the second largest gold producing state in Australia. Prolifically mineralized, with current gold endowment exceeding around 100 million ounces. What is JNC Resources doing in New South Wales? JNC Resources has 2 main projects in New South Wales, Malibo and Solomons. The application appears to cover numerous precious metal historic mines and prospects, including Malibo Mine, Prospectors Reef, and Egan's Prospect. Previous exploration report claims high-grade historic sampling and small-scale production, constituting potentially significant gold resources. The main exploration objectives here are to be assessing the application area and delineating precious and base metal targets that could be suitable for economic exploitation. The initial exploration activities could focus on assessing existing known gold prospects via detailed geological mapping, followed by targeted drilling with the aim of defining a resource. In parallel, regional geophysical and geochemical assessments aim to be conducted to assess the tenement-wide potential for discovery of new targets across underexplored segments of the prospective Naria Fault. So lots of information, guys. I highly encourage you to also take a look at this article. Research it for yourself. You should always research these companies before investing. Malibo seems to be associated with the most westerly of these regional structures, which extends at least 250 kilometers northwards from the Victorian border. The Malibo exploration license also straddles over around 40 kilometers of this structure and claims to host 5 historic gold mines and prospects, including Prospectors Reef, Egan's Project, and the historic Malibo mine. Let's talk a little bit about expansion potential. So a significant number of high-value, strategically located licenses are held by Australian private codes. Therefore, there may be potential for expansion as projects warrant it over time. The Solomons project is JNC Resources' other major New South Wales project. According to New South Wales government mining records, historic production appears to have been sited in this area across 11 underground gold mines and prospects. Concession follows a strong NEE SSW structural trend over a strike length of almost 30 kilometers. Recent sampling of workings also appear to have returned assays of up to around 132 grams per ton and approximately 1,684 grams per ton silver. Mineralization appears to be an organic quartz vein type. Such systems typically comprise high-grade lodes with significant depth extension. So now, guys, let's talk about the top reasons to consider JNC Resources as per this report. And this, will kind of sum it up. So gold appears to continue to be a strong safe haven asset and has last traded at approximately 1845. So we're bouncing in and around that level. JNC Resources is a North American-based resource company whose team has over approximately 75 years of management experience from exploration to production. Gold appears to have pulled back from a 52-week high of approximately $2,089 per ounce, but analysts believe that gold could potentially rally again on currency debasement and inflation and inflationary risks. And I've been talking about this on the channel in many of my videos about the gold sector in general, just how I do feel like the gold sector is undervalued. There's a lot of companies right now that are undervalued, and I have been talking a lot about the small cap gold sector. So it is one really interesting sector to watch. JNC Resources is said to operate in mining-friendly jurisdictions in Nevada and outside of Sycamore, British Columbia. Since 2018, gold's prices appear to have consistently remained above the 200-day moving average. Whether gold dipped below that average, it only appeared to have been temporary. So long as gold can stay above this moving average, prices could potentially move forward. Number 6, JNC Resources recently claimed that it signed a letter of intent with Southern Precious Metals Limited. Southern Precious Metals Limited owns 2 large historically producing land packages in the state of New South Wales, Australia. NSW, or New South Wales, appears to be one of the most prolific gold territories for exploration and production since the 1850s. This could be the second largest gold producing area in Australia, with gold endowment exceeding 3,160 tons. Number 7, gold appears to be one of the most undervalued assets according to Elliott Management's Paul Singer. And finally, gold exploration companies like JNC Resources could be in a solid position to capitalize on this apparent gold rush. And as I've said, guys, I do think that M&A activity will probably increase. Of course, nothing's guaranteed, and that could potentially drive valuations in the small cap gold and silver precious metal sector in general. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this introduction. Always do your own research and due diligence. Take a look at JNC Resources if it is a company that you're interested in. Always remember, these videos are not financial advice. And last but not least, for full disclosure, this video was sponsored by a third party on behalf of JNC Resources. Check the description down below for full disclosure details, along with reading our disclaimer. And always remember, Departures Capital and Departures Stocks are for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.